Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to WD18, the Watford fan channel. It's finished. Watford 2, Reading 0. Get in there. Up the
One step closer.
Come on. Oh, mate. What a win. What a win. We're joined by, I'm your host, Jacob. We're joined by Sam and Shane today. Elliot is at the game today. The run continues.
Of course, we won the game. We won the game, clean sheet. Of course, Elliot's there. That's the main reason we won.
Get Elliot all the games now to the end of the season. Just get in there. One way or another, get Elliot to Vicarage Road, the Liberty, wherever. Get him there, because I'm not going to... Actually, we're playing Swansea at home. But get into the games, regardless. Oh, my head's all over the shop. What a win. We're going to cross over to Sam now first. Sam, how buzzing are you with that? Because we had to kind of ride the storm a little bit in the first half. There were some times where you thought, oh, my God, Reading are going to get back into this. They had some good opportunities. But to come away with a win at this point of the season against a playoff pushing team, and a team that has a lot of quality, as you tweeted out, how delighted are you with that Watford win?
Absolutely buzzing. You know, every single game now, just every 3 points feels like, 6 points or whatever you want to call it. Just a massive step today towards promotion. 12 points clear, 5 games to go, albeit with the 2 teams plus having games in hand. Very difficult for them to catch us now, and tell you what, whisper it quietly, but I can feel the pond calling us. The pond is calling us.
Our checking decision. Pond.
Pond. No, but absolutely, absolutely massive, and I'm sure I can't take this seriously with Shane on here. I don't know what it is. It's just like...
Shane, have you just got this image?
I've just got this image, right, of a referee actually standing there and all these lines of people just in like their speedos, just waiting to run in. And I'm there as well.
Shano, thoughts of that, mate? Thoughts of that? What a win. What a win.
Oh, mate, do you know what? I said this before we went on. Performances don't get you promoted. Points do. The points are on the board, aren't they? Watching the end of Sky's coverage today, they're constantly looking over at Kenny Jackett, the smile on his face, Watford through and through, talking about our running and all that. And I think the minute David Prutton mentioned, you'd rather have the points on the board, wouldn't you? You could see Kenny Jackett's face just light up in that moment, realising that he's absolutely spot on with that. It was a good win at this time of the season. Sorry, good win, a great win at this time of the season. We didn't play particularly well throughout the game. We'll get on to a little bit of that, but doesn't matter, mate. It's 3 points. It's another step towards promotion, another huge step towards promotion. And once again, the spotlight falls on the teams behind us. Are they going now? I mean, they would have been watching that. I've seen a few tweets already from some of their fans. I've seen a few tweets as well from other fans saying, well, I think it's pretty much clear now that Watford are in. Well, they're in pole position, aren't they? And
I saw Shane. I saw a tweet from a Brentford fan already, because they've got quite a few players who are only half fit, saying, "Let's rest Rico Henry until the playoffs." I mean, for them, it's out there. We can't get too confident, but
there's a massive worry as well. I've seen a few of their fans as well. I think Brentford are actually doing I think they're doing like a match pass special or something like that. And I've seen a lot of Mr. Gilbert from the In-Betweeners tweets saying, you guys can be there, but I won't be there. So I think it's that kind of quote, like, you can if you want to, but I won't be there kind of thing. So it kind of sums up the mood. And some of those tweets are coming up within like 10 minutes of our game finishing and all that. I think it's kind of swinging in their mind now. It's very much, we are going to be in the playoffs. And why are they thinking that? Why are those tweets going out from their fans? Because we have put in the effort. We have put in the performances. The hard graft. Last 5 matches, 4 wins and a draw. You can't ask for much more than that, really. We've taken our chances. And credit to the players, credit to Cisco as well. It's all good. It's all smiles. And you know what? It's a bloody good evening. I'll tell you that much.
What beer are you having tonight, Shano?
It's got to be a Carlsberg, mate. Absolutely has to be a Carlsberg, mate.
Carlsberg in Friday nights. Tonight would be it. Sam, just go back onto today. Just go back onto today, Sam. How did Watford win that game?
Not in an impressive way at all. I thought we were dreadful, to be honest with you. I don't want to be too negative, but for being we've said already that 3 points is the most important thing by a mile today. But if we're being critical, really not a good performance, particularly that first half. particularly after we scored that second goal. I thought we completely took our foot off the gas. That Olise guy in the middle completely ran the midfield and absolutely battered us. And yeah, I don't want to be overly negative because we won 2-0 and yeah,
it's irrelevant, I guess, at this point. But I have to agree with you in that respect, Sam. In terms of, I mean, the midfield, we were a little bit, what's the word? Maybe slightly overrun, particularly by Olise. But actually, just touching on that before we do forget, there's a lot of Carlos Sanchez chatting in the comment section. And I put a tweet out saying a massive shout out to him. Shane, I'll cross over to you for this one. What an impact he made, because I think particularly in the second half we gained that control back due to Carlos Sanchez coming on the pitch. So from your perspective, his performance, how much of an impact did he make?
Oh, I thought he had a huge impact, really. It's tough for him, coming off the bench. An injury to Chalobah. I hope he's okay, first of all.
Elliot's just put in the chat from the press conference. He's all right, it seems.
Oh, fine. Okay.
Yeah, if Jacob can find it.
And before we carry on any further, just a quick shout out to Elliot. Murray. His run carries on, and it's a fantastic run as well that he's got games at the Vic and wins for the Orns. Back onto the actual topic of conversation though, Carlos Sanchez. Look, as I say, tough for him to come on, but he was bold. He was fiery, tenacious, won balls in there, got in. I think it was one big 50-50 challenge in there that he went for. Stuck his leg in there, was willing to take any kind of injury or whatever. He is exactly the kind of guy that we need in a promotion push. I think it's been mentioned a few times, social media. I know, Jacob, you mentioned it before we came on live here. A Rolls Royce in this division. I think he's been proven right. I saw a comment as well, actually, from one of my tweets. I know she'll definitely be watching tonight, Caroline. And she actually said that he's actually proving some of his doubters wrong. And I think he absolutely is. And he was awesome in there today. Viva la Roca, as they will probably be saying.
I love it.
Or in my messages as well at some point, because
that's what we need, a picture of Carlos Sanchez and Shano. We need a picture.
I'd love that, man.
Sam, I wanted to ask you about the Watford performance today, because you said we were dreadful. Personally, I don't think we were dreadful, but I think there was definitely a big improvement in the second half. And for you, I think I tweeted out actually. It felt like half-time came at the perfect point in the game because, I think Puskas just hit the post. They were having some really good opportunities, getting in behind. What did you put that down to, the kind of drop? Because we were a little bit sloppy in possession today, weren't we?
I think I was a bit harsh there. I think probably misphrased it. I'd say we were dreadful probably for the last 20 minutes of the first half. I thought that was probably one of the poorest 20 minutes we've seen on the Cisco Moonals. But except for that, probably okay, nothing more than okay. I thought we did have control during elements of the game, and we did have control of it, particularly the midfield. I thought we did look pretty good. There was a driving run from Will Hughes down the middle, and I can't remember, did he play in Zinkernagel maybe when he missed that chance? And I think that's when we looked really, really promising, but except for that, there were just times where we just didn't really have a grip of the game. And I think that put a lot of pressure onto the defence and onto the midfield as well. And that's something that everyone's so it's good to be, I can't be negative about this at the moment.
I think it's good to review the Watford performance, to be fair, Sam. And I think if we're going to review the Watford... Go on, mate, go on.
As a side point, did you see Troy absolutely demolish that apple, by the way?
Yeah.
No, the apple was the Premier League, mate, and Troy just absolutely...
Someone needs to get a screenshot of that and make that a meme.
The guy actually had like 2 bites and the apple was gone, basically. Smashed everywhere.
Shado, I tell you what, we have got to talk about the man in the title, Super Sarr quality.
Oh, mate.
Today. Oh my God.
Wow.
Just describe, Shane, I'm going to leave it to you, mate. Ismaila Sarr, what a player, what a footballer. Oh my God, what a man.
He's just making all my dreams come true at the moment, isn't he? I mean, he really is. And, it's one of those things where, look, this season, I think as a whole, he's kind of maybe struggled. I think at the start of the season, I think he did kind of getting himself into matches. They mentioned it again tonight on Sky. The 4-3-3 is what wonders for this club, but not only for the club, not only for the rest of the team, but for our wider players. Sarr tonight was absolutely extraordinary in there. Right-hand side, of course, the whole Kiko-Sarr link-up again. It was great to see that link-up again. I thought Kiko was superb for that first goal. Hammering in there past the keeper, but to get a second goal, 2-2. Superb for him. Great for his confidence as well. He's well into double figures now as well. And, he keeps playing like this. We're going to have a job on our hands to keep hold of him. But, mate, he is a fantastic quality player. We are so incredibly blessed to have this man still in our team. It's a lot of fans have made the comment of, there are certain players that are playing in this division that shouldn't be in this division. Sarr is maybe potentially one of those players. I would go as far as to say tonight, I looked at his performance, his overall game. He had their left back Lewis Gibson on absolute toast in that first half. He was struggling as well, and there's a separate point there as well. I know Omar Richards, I think, was struggling with an injury or something like that. I was very shocked to not see him in the starting 11. I'm not sure Sarr maybe would have been given as much time on the ball, etc. But Gibson was at 6s and 7s at the back. Sarr just took advantage of that. And that's what you need. As Sam said there, a lot of our overall play wasn't exceptional tonight. You know what I mean? At times, I thought the ball kind of went into the area, like João Pedro said. I don't think João was necessarily on it today. You just need one man in there. I've seen it a few times tonight. You need one superstar in that team. Sarr is our superstar. He fired us to the win, basically. And we spoke there briefly about Michael Elise. I think he's another player who's not going to be in this division for very much longer. Really, he was quality. I thought he was their best player today. He absolutely bossed it for them, and they were unlucky. And we talk about it's points on the board. It's the points that win you promotion and all that. We got a big taste of that tonight with I thought Reading's big chance, the big chance that they did miss, and it fell to George Puskas, and actually he should have buried it. In all fairness, and that was the wake-up call. That was the big wake-up call. But going back to Sarr, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And with Sarr, that second goal, for me, even though he didn't really, let's be honest. I mean, he smashed it in, but let's be honest. Even though the gameplay necessarily didn't really kind of say what I'm about to say, I think it kind of dented Reading pretty massively. I think if they maybe pull one back before half time, we're having a very different conversation now that I've had more confidence. The second goal for us was the turning point. Sarr took it very well. He's an awesome footballer, and I'm just counting the days that we're back at Vicarage Road, and I just hope to see him just running down that wing, making me get off my seat again off the rookery. Signs of that Liverpool away performance, the dynamic. He's just how dynamic he was, and. Do you know what, man? Honestly, I was speechless.
Honestly,
after about
mate.
15, 16 minutes. I really was. Credit to him. He's flourished under Munoz. He really has.
Sam, I wanted to bring you in there on Sarr. I mean, we'll talk through the two goals. The first one, the composure on his weaker foot, just to bend that into the far corner. And then the second one was a different type of finish, wasn't it? The way he just drilled it, absolutely nailed it past the keeper. Which is the best out of the two, in your opinion? Which one's better?
It's so difficult because the first one was on his weak foot, and I wasn't expecting that. I thought he just, on his right foot, just put it into the box and hope João was in there. So for that, I've never seen him use his weak foot like that. But the second goal, one of those powerful shots I've seen hit at Vicarage Road. I mean, I wasn't there, I know, but you could just see how much the keeper looked like. What's going on here? The ball's just gone past me. It's just absolutely unbelievable. It's difficult. I'll probably just say the second goal was better, but both of them showed
the impact. But the impact of that first goal, Sam, it just felt like that settled the nerves a little bit. And then to get that one, a minute and 40 seconds later, it just felt like when we do get that first goal, not only as players but as supporters, we relax a little bit. Like, okay, we've got this under control a little bit more.
Well, exactly. I think a normal footballing kind of idea is that when you have the first goal, you've got something to hold on to, and it just makes it kind of not easier to see what you have to do for the rest of the game. But you've got something there for you for the taking, and it's just about whether you continue the game plan. But 100% it relaxes things. It makes things much less tense for us when we've kind of got something to hold on to, and when we know that we can start games like this and we can get at teams like that. But something that I picked up on with both the goals is just the link-up play, again, between some of the players. The first one between Kiko Femenia and Sarr, as we've seen so many times this season, exceptional. And the second one was Philip Zinkernagel, who admittedly didn't have his best game today at all. But, another assist for him with the ball to Sarr, which, I don't really know if you can it will be credited as an assist, but it was mainly Sarr's hard work. But just the fact that those players getting into those positions and releasing the quality of Sarr is a massive positive for me. And, as I say again, that's what gets you promoted in this league.
Yeah, absolutely. What did you think of Sarr's celebration, by the way? I was waiting for someone to mean it, saying, "I'm off to the Premier League."
Oh, we need them to take off their shirt and just go in the pond, in the pond.
Who was he looking at? You know what he might be looking at? Deeney demolishing that apple. In that celebration. Shano, Sam mentioned there about a few other players apart from Sarr. Who else stood out for you today? We mentioned Sanchez, we mentioned Sarr. Was there anyone else? I think we met Backman. Was he one player that particularly stood out?
I thought Batman was one as well. You know, I think at the end, I think the stats will even say it as I think Batman actually faced more shots. Really, he kept his composure in there, didn't he? Especially in the first half. I think it was. I don't even know. I think for the Puskas missed chance, I think Backman actually might even have made the save, and it fell to Puskas. Couple of very a couple of good saves from half chances. His one, I think, late on in that game, late on in the second half, from Sonia Luko. Shot coming out, ferocious shot that by Aluko. He's got all his power behind it. He's got his body behind it. A controversial one. I think I quite like Craig Cathcart today for some reason. Just something just seemed to. I don't know what it is with him. You know, Trust, I don't think had a great game. I thought he was really just very sloppy at the back. I thought first open about 10, 15 minutes or so, I actually thought before the 2 goals, of course, I actually thought Reading looked very well organised. Thought they were kind of pressuring Trust into a few mistakes. He was the guy telling everyone else to calm down, even though it was him that was making all the mistakes. So it was a bit of a weird one for me. But Cathcart came on. It was weird as well, not having Cabastelle, of course, on the bench just shows the competition for places in the match day squad at the moment, isn't it? That's such
even Wilmot as well.
Thing.
Another one.
Yeah, Wilmot as well. You know, Wilmot's just he's completely gone, really, isn't he? I mean, but Cathcart coming on. I thought the things that he did very well. Again, another one of those journeymen in there, has seen promotion campaigns. He's seen heartache as well at this level. So, you know, I thought the two of them, I thought Cathcart, Batman were 2 other good players in there as well. But it was all about riding. I thought that last 20 minutes of the first half, I thought we did that very well. Got lucky, I think it's fair to say, but I thought in particular Backman really kind of stood out there in making some good saves.
Yeah, Ellis agrees in the comments. He's gone Sanchez, Batman, Sarr, Sierralta again. He thought had a good game. Nick says thought Messina was very good first half in particular. And yeah, Messina's crosses. I mean, if that goal had stood, the one if Sarr got his hat trick, what a cross, by the way, absolutely beautiful. Sam,
marginally offside, I think, as well. Sam,
yeah, it was just
marginally
wasn't it? Which was
just about. Very unlucky.
That's the only thing we didn't get a Sarr hat trick, which is the only kind of downer on today. Sam, I wanted to ask you just in terms of looking past this game. You know, the big question on Watford fans' lips is: are we now in pole position to go up in this championship season?
Yeah, I think without getting carried away, I mean, with the position that we're in, we can say that I think 1 foot's in the Premier League. I hope not mentally because, we need to be focusing on the job in front of us. But we got such a margin now that it's going to take, we talk about, things are, it's Watfordy for us to bottle it and that kind of thing. We're going to have to see extreme levels of Watfordness for us to, not go up from this point because, the reason I think that we're in pole position now isn't necessarily because of us. It's because of how poor Swansea and Brentford are as well. And you can say that's a negative. I see it very much as a positive because of, the pressure that we've put on them and they seem to be cracking under that pressure. So I think we are in pole position now and I think it's a matter of time. I don't want to say that loudly, but it's a matter of time.
Well, I saw a comment from Pete, Shane. It's a similar question over to you that I said they asked Sam. And Pete Mooney says, I don't know if he's related to Tommy Mooney, but would really have to Spurs it up from here. Such a big win. Do you guys believe that really puts us in pole position? As Sam mentioned, Shane, with Swansea losing their last 4 games, Brentford have drawn their last 4 games. And with the form we're in at the moment, and just to maybe touch on that, we have not lost a game since Bournemouth away on the 27th of February, which is an unbelievable run of form from Watford. We're the informed team out of the 3. We're winning against sides around us. And from your perspective, and an answer to Pete's question is, does that put us in pole position, Shayna?
Yeah, I think it does. I think you're looking at the teams behind us now in Brentford and Swansea. I think Swansea in particular with this, and you're asking yourself, 4 defeats on the trot. When is the tide going to turn? We're at the critical stage of the season now. You need to start performing. We have performed that's the big thing in this. We have performed, as you say. Bournemouth away, the injustice, I think, of that game, and I will call it the injustice of that game because it was, a scrappy affair. We used that to our advantage. That got the players really, really motivated. That, kind of says, we're not going to be pushed around like that again. It's going to be hell for leather now after this game. And as I said, that defeat, it could either have been an upward trajectory for us, or we could have just completely slumped. And we went up and up and up and up. And it's been superb. I think we are in pole position. I think I've seen it already. We need 10 more points, I think. Is that right? I think I saw that.
Yeah, 13 before today. So quick maths, 10 points. Well, obviously, the thing is also, Shano, is the fact that we're playing before Brentford have to go and get a result. I don't want to be too Kevin Keegan here.
Yeah.
They have to go and get a result. They have to.
No. Listen, I was waiting to do it for a minute.
I love it. I love when you beat them.
I love it. I love it. Preston did that. Yeah. No. Listen. Look, in all seriousness, though, the pressure is on them, and I have said this. It's that thing of playing before our rivals is huge because we've put the spotlight back on them again. It's the lunchtime kickoff tomorrow. Swansea travel to a relatively resurgent Millwall side. Preston welcome Brentford to their place. Preston have actually done all right. They've picked up a few points. They actually, obviously we know what happened the last time Preston played. Of course, it was kind of like a feather in our cap, really. In that respect, we need a similar kind of result from them. But from my perspective, how I kind of roll with some of this stuff. I will be very happy now, but tomorrow lunchtime I'll be watching the game on BT Sport. I will not be watching Swansea. I will not be watching Brentford. We've done our job. It's about our results. If other teams help us out, terrific. But we cannot have this, as Sam said, mentally we cannot be saying, the players in our dressing room now cannot be saying that we're up. We're absolutely not up just yet. We're in pole position. We're in the best position. And we've worked damn hard to ensure that we are in that position. Absolutely we have done. But... right, superb. It's absolutely superb. And I think, as Pete, I think actually even said, we are in pole position. I
knew you like that F1 reference, by the way, Shano.
yeah, I know. But, it is just one of those things, isn't it? The fact of the matter is the early kickoff, as I've always said, going first is always going to be far, far better for us because I just think we've got this winning formula now. It's the 4-3-3. We look confident. And certainly, I think the neutrals tonight, Sky pundits, a big shout out to Curtis Davis
cool.
in the studio today. Yeah, ding ding ding. Sky Sports Championships been mentioned by the.
It wasn't Keith though, was it? It wasn't Keith.
No, it wasn't Keith, and it was disappointing. I just maybe think he's got a memo. He's got a fanboy, so he's not going to turn up now. But it is just one of those things, and I think he actually said. I think he was posed the question. Are Watford going up? And he said, I just can't see Swansea and Bournemouth making up the points now. And even if they did, we've still got a 6-point cushion. If you take into account the game in hand that those teams have got, it's well in our hands. But that doesn't mean we need to relax. It's a big break now for the players between now and next Saturday, a time for some rest, a time for a little bit of training, etc. But we need to be on it for the derby. The derby is the big game because let's be clear, we're not up yet. The team from the kennel are going to be well up for it. They're going to want to try and put on our parade. They're going to want to try and disrupt. They're going to want to try and disrupt our momentum, and this is quite a crucial thing as well. Like they're going to want to turn up. They're going to want to make it a scrappy game, a game whereby we can't play our free-flowing football, game whereby we can't release the likes of Sarr, release Sema. We'll go. I'm sure we might touch on this. I look at maybe João Pedro. I know he's that tackle that he made towards the end. Their defenders might go off and start to potentially isolate him, get him into committing himself into making like an unfortunate error or something. It is that kind of game. Yeah, they're going to be well up for it. We need to make sure that we're on it and make sure we're not bullied really away from home.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Shane. We'll touch on that. We'll touch on that Luton game in just a second. Before we bring in a special guest, Nick here has said, let's get those likes up, lads. 50 at least with 176 watching. Come on, people. This is great content for the lads. As consistent as Kiko. Nick, the fact we've been compared to Kiko Femini is the biggest compliment of the night. Thank you, Nick. What a legend.
You're a legend, Nick.
It's time to bring in the good luck charm. Just Elliot. Elliot, how's it going?
Is
There
it?
he is.
Oh, yes.
I apologise for the. I don't know what the quality's like because I've not got my tablet. I'm not. This is all
Oh,
computer.
mate,
I've not
don't
got my
worry.
earphones in, so
It could be
it's
awful
all
quality. It
immediate.
could be awful quality, mate. But the fact you're here, that's the main thing. That is
It's
the
all
absolute main
immediate
thing.
reaction. Yeah. What a game! It just.
Mate, Elliot, go on, mate. You crack on. What did you were at the game tonight? Obviously, another win. And we said in the preview, Elliot, you were getting nervous, and I said, Elliot, at the game, another W. It's going to happen. But from your perspective, mate, seeing it firsthand, what did you make of it?
Well, I felt more nervous at 2-0 because I remember my prediction was 2-2, and I thought it is a nailed on 2-2. As soon as it got to half time, I thought it's nailed on 2-2. But yeah, absolutely delighted. Well, performance left a little to be desired at points, but those Sarr goals were incredible. Perfect start to the game, and yeah, we got the job done. It was interesting to hear post match the thoughts of both managers. I think Veljko Paunovic, the Reading head coach, was just pretty baffled by the goals and was just entertained by it all. And he said, actually, you've just got to applaud that sort of thing. So yeah, it's all very immediate reaction. So I'm a bit all over the place with it. But yeah, there are problems with the performance. I think there were areas that definitely need to be improved. Particularly in the first half, I thought that the passing was a bit sloppy. I thought at times we were just caught out, and the amount of times we let Michael Elise run through us. I thought Obviajaria actually had the better of Kiko Femenia at times, which is not something you can say often about Kiko Femenia this season. And even Andy Yadam had an opportunity or two where he ran through the team. So there were issues there, but there certainly weren't issues with Ismaila Sarr's performance. And overall, it's a great win. I thought Sierralta was very good again. I thought the substitutions went really well for the most part. Carlos Sanchez was brilliant. He spoke a bit post-match about it, and he said that when he came on, he was just told to control it, maintain the tempo, and you could see he followed that to an absolute T. I thought Craig Cathcart did very well. I don't know if that's gone under the radar or not. I've not had a chance to look at any sort of social media since the game. But yeah, I thought he did very well when he came on and when he replaced William Troost-Ekong. That was all confirmed that he had muscle tiredness. Chalobah, it was a little bit more unclear, but he said he doesn't think that's a big issue. So yeah, overall, a lot of positives. 8 days now until the next game, which is brilliant. And yeah, it got the job done. Another 3 points, 12 points clear of third. So despite the little frailties here and there, it's another big result.
Elliot, what a man! What a man! The winning run continues. Sam, I wanted to touch on that. Actually, Shane mentioned about the Luton game next week, which again is we say it every time, but it is. That is a huge game, not only for not the cliche, but not only for the team, but for the supporters as well. It's a massive game. Despite us actually not being at Kenilworth Road next week. Sam, how are you feeling going into that one? Is it again a case of if the Watford we know turns up, we get the job done, or are we going to have to do it in a different way, maybe to what we've seen previously from this Watford side?
Oh, the life of a Watford fan! How stressed I was about today's game, and now I'm really worrying about a game 8 days away. Just won a game. I'm so nervous, but do you know what? I'm trying to think about it as much of we just need the 3 points rather than thinking about anything else, because I feel like that's going to be the message to the players, that we just have to get the job done. Don't think of it as a derby. Just think of it as, you have to get the job done of what's in front of you. But I am absolutely terrified. I am so nervous for the game. I'm trying to convince myself that I'm not, but I am. I think most Watford fans would be lying if they said they weren't nervous for it. So it's absolutely massive for the season as well, because I don't want to be calling these already, but if results go away tomorrow and we win next week, then that could all but confirm it. So it's going to be interesting. It's a massive game.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Here we go. Squeaky bum time.
Hello. Here we go.
Here we go.
Sorry. Carry on.
Oh, brilliant. I've actually got an inside source that Shane's got his phone up and he's gone on Google Maps and he's put Vicarage Road to Premier League.
Yeah. I've seen a few of those tonight. Let me tell you that.
Shane, how do we approach next week? Big game for the fans, for the team, particularly at this point in the season. I'm nervous already as every Watford game at the moment, but how do we approach that one? I think it's going to be, we might have to win that one in a different way, maybe to other games this season.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, as I said, I think it's going to be quite a scrappy game. I don't think they're going to turn up and play good football. I think they're going to, as I said, they're going to try and disrupt our pattern of play. They're going to make it very uncomfortable for us. It's good to hear actually that Chalobah's injury isn't that serious. I think that's actually a huge boost for us, despite how well Sanchez played tonight. I still, Chalobah is that guy, that metronome, I guess, in that midfield. He just keeps things ticking over so nicely in there, and we're going to need him. We're going to need a lot of those players to put on a big performance for us. And I spoke earlier on about a superstar. We've got a superstar in Sarr, and I think we will probably need him, won't we? He's got that little bit of quality, that little bit of edge, and when he gets running at those defenses, when he scores great goals, he looks threatening. I'm sure that Reading left back's going to be having nightmares for like the next 2-3 months, possibly years, really about that. But it is going to be a difficult game. I'm going to be totally honest with you, and I know I'll get a lot of cajoling, I'm sure, but I wasn't particularly nervous tonight because we were at Vicarage Road. I am nervous for our away games. I am genuinely nervous now because I saw what happened at the Middlesbrough game. We were really off it. I just feel like, their manager might morph into Neil Warnock, and, it will be another tight, tense, tetchy kind of performance on the sidelines.
I guess the 8-day rest, Shane, that surely's got to come into it.
That does. Absolutely, that does. But I think I'll go back to what Sam said. Mentally, the fans can be wherever. They can be in the pond now. They could be stocking up on beers and running down the street naked. The players cannot be in that frame of mind. It might be an 8-day gap, but they cannot be in that frame of mind. We've still got a job to do. Results, if they go away, terrific, brilliant, superb, fantastic. All the great things that I'm sure we'll see if it happens. But the focus must be on next Saturday. I am confident. I am nervous. I mean, it's 8 days away. Right now I'm just buzzing. But again, ask me on Friday night at 6 o'clock and I will be bricking it. And I will be visiting the loo at least twice every, 20 minutes in the build up to the game as well. But again, though, it's quite interesting as well on a psychological level there, because I'm not sure if that game will kick off early. I don't think it will. The fact that we'll be playing, I think it stayed at 3 o'clock as well, which I'm slightly surprised about. But the fact that we're potentially kicking off at the same time as Swansea and the same time as Brentford as well, it means that, again, we're gonna sadly we'll be seeing other results, other moments as well from those matches. I don't think that really helps necessarily. Well, it doesn't help me anyway. But 8 days away, I think the players deserve a big amount of time off now. The run since the international break has been just diabolical, to be honest with you. The game's becoming thick and fast. The players deserve a rest. They deserve, in the words of Cisco, a beer, possibly more. But
I think they deserve a couple of days off.
I
think 3 games in a week that we've had now, 3 difficult games that have offered us different things. A long trip to the Riverside, a really challenging game tonight, and the fact we've got 8 days between now and Luton, which is going to be a really physical game. I just think the players probably need a day or two after recovery just to get their heads in the right place.
And
I think with Troost-Ekong,
absolutely.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I think Troost-Ekong in particular just needs a breather because he had international duty. Like with Ken Sema had, I think, 70 minutes where he didn't play first game back after the international break against Sheffield Wednesday. Troost-Ekong didn't. He started all 3 games since coming back. He had to fly back from Nigeria, and he's just not had a second to breathe. So I'm not surprised he came off today. I do hope it is as they've described it, is just sort of muscle fatigue. I'm sure it is. It didn't seem too serious in the moment, but yeah, he must need a break. I don't know how he's managed to get this far, to be honest with you, without needing some time off, because especially when you've got Craig Cathcart on the bench and you've got Ben Wilmot also available, you've got Kabasele coming back from injury, that must actually weigh even heavier on you, because you're like, wow, I've got these players behind me in the pecking order, and I'm still starting these games. So I'm just glad he's getting a break now, because he definitely needs it if he's played that much.
I think it's the image of
one thing to. Sorry, Shannon.
I think it's the image of Troost-Ekong and the potential that he has of potentially jumping headfirst into the pond. that's really pulled him through these matches, really. And I don't blame him, really. You know, if we look around at the competition, it'd be very easy for him to be like, oh God, you know. But I just think if you ask the players now, the mentality, even after the draw against Middlesbrough, you know, we all heard Will Hughes come out. He was disappointed. The team as a whole in the dressing room were disappointed with that performance. But their eye is now solely on promotion. And I think, all right, there is going to be tiredness. Of course, there's going to be tiredness. You know, the amount of games that he's played, and Trusticon is such a vital part of that Nigeria team as well, as being the captain, of course. The fact that he comes up, he comes up, he keeps on performing, keeps on putting in a performance. It may not be the best performance by no means, but he's there. I think it's that whole thing of promotion. And that is what's pulling him through the vast majority. I think that's what's pulled him through the last 3 or so matches, really.
And also, just as I was going to add to that, what Elliot mentioned about Trusticon, the fact Klebs is coming back for the Luton game as well, even just to get him inside the dressing room, even if he's on the bench, that is a major boost for us. Someone who knows the DNA of this football club inside out. Klebs will know how big that game is, not only at this point in the season, but in terms of the magnitude for the club. Elliot, I actually just wanted to wrap up with you, mate. Do you think we are now in pole position? I asked the same question to Sam and Shano, and they thought we are. Are you backing us in this position?
I think you have to. I know there's all the things about jinxie or looking stupid if we inevitably, drop 15 points out of 15 in the last games of the season and end up finishing third. But we can't think like that. The fact is we're in a very, very good position at the moment, and we are absolutely in pole position to go up. We're performing to a high enough standard that we're getting these wins. It wasn't easy today, and we still beat Reading. And we can talk about how there were problems in the team, but the fact is we beat a very good Reading side who are probably at their best right now since they went on that winning run at the start of the season. We're performing well enough, and we've got everything at our disposal to do well. We're performing much better than Brentford and Swansea are. Let's be honest, they're not performing well at all. So yeah, I think I'd be lying if I said we weren't in pole position and we weren't on course right now for promotion. Yeah,
I'm going to say it on record here. The odds are going up. There we go. Just final thought. You know what? I've been guilty of it in the past, right? And this. I saw someone in the comments say we're getting a bit too, not you, Elliot, just in general, a bit too worried about it. You know what? I think it's Nick in the comment section said, in a horse racing analogy, we're 10 lengths clear with 1 fence left to jump. Now, the fact of the matter is that with this Watford team, we've got enough quality to win it, to get promoted. We've got enough quality to get promoted. And that's the main thing. I think we've just got to back it now, lads. We've just got to go.
Yeah, you can't not. Yeah, you can't not. We've got too much quality. And I mean, if we're being honest, I mean, I said it earlier in the stream. It's not, I reckon, it's not a case of if we lose every game, we'll still go up. But Brentford and Swansea just aren't that good.
Come on, positive Sam energy.
No.
This is no. I agree. Yeah. I agree, mate. I agree. But
yeah, it's not that good.
I've just kind of clocked. Let's do it. Yeah, I've seen all the memes on Twitter.
Awful if this all goes wrong.
I've seen Sam's water bottle drinking Premier League drinking juice.
Yeah, this goes going up juice.
Superb. So just final thoughts today, mate.
Sorry.
Final thoughts tonight.
Got the job done. That's nice. I think that's pretty much it. One step closer. If we're going, let's do the 3-word reviews.
3-word reviews.
What 1 step closer? I'm going for.
I was going to say that. Damn.
Shade in pond.
I don't know, man. To the pond. There we go.
Nice, Elliot.
To the pond.
I'll use the analogy made a couple of minutes ago, and I'll say another fence jumped.
Nice. I'm gonna go. Sarr, man. Ismail Sarr. What a way to end. Thank you to everyone who watched this evening. A big win for Watford. A big win. It's the crunch time of the season, but we've got to back the lads, we've got to back the boys. And if you want to get involved with any of our content here on WD18, please do make sure you subscribe to the channel. We've got plenty more content coming on the way. Looking ahead to next week's game at Kenilworth Road against Luton, a big game again for Watford. But if you did enjoy tonight's stream, tonight's Watford win, please do leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to WD18. Comment down below your thoughts, and we'll see you very, very soon. Come on, you.